Let's go.
We're here in Mexico. We are in the Dominican Republic. So I'm gonna tell you a couple different tips that have helped me over the years.
Wow! Unbelievable! Jacob Wheeler makes history!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna dive into, well, it is Christmas time. Okay, Christmas time is upon us, and let's get into the season of giving. Okay, this is about, we just got after Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. But I wanted to dive into my local academy, jump in here real quick here and give you guys an understanding of ultimately my gift guide for this season. So I'm gonna have top 5 under $100 and my top 5 over $100. Now these gifts are gonna range, you know, from that $5 or $10 maybe in that under $100 to maybe 60, 70 bucks. And then over 100, I'm gonna try to keep it around that $100 range. Because obviously, hey, look, we're trying to get good gifts, but at the end of the day, we don't want it to break the bank. So let's jump into the academy, let's check it out. I'm gonna run it down. You might be surprised what I pick. All right, y'all, so for the first gift, over $100, come on with me, come on. You gotta listen to some music. This is the JBL speaker. It's small, it's handy, it's like $129.99. So first one over $100, but at the end of the day, we're always trying to listen to music whether you're out on the boat, it's waterproof, and it just has a good sound. And ultimately, like whether you're in the office, whether you're working, whether you're doing school, whatever it is, that person is probably gonna love this. So no matter what music you like, you always gotta have a speaker. This thing right here is gonna be handy for that. So that's my number 1 pick off the rip. Now, we're gonna go right here. Hold up, come on. My first pick under $100. No, it's not, it's not that. It's not. Hey, DC, I'm not betting on. Actually, if I was going to pick something in the SEC, I'm gonna give me a Georgia Bulldogs. I think they're gonna win the national championship. I think it's their year, but we're not picking these right here. So if you are a fan of Alabama or Georgia, hey, they're solid teams. We're gonna see what they got this weekend. I don't know, but I'm picking Georgia. Alabama, I'm not saying, hey, Nick Saban's freaking good. Now, Nick Saban's a phenomenal coach. I just don't know if they got it this year. That's all I'm saying. I might be surprised. Saban can pull some stuff out of his hat. He might pull an audible and surprise me, but that's what I'm saying. So, number 2, over $100. We're in the rod section. There's a lot of great rods to pick from here at Academy. I'm obviously, you know, looking at the one I use the most. And so this is the thing. General, I'm gonna pick up my rod right here because this is, you know, about $139.99, $149.99, depending on where you get them. This is a 7-foot medium heavy. This is what I would suggest if you're doing a spinning rod or a casting rod, 7-foot medium or 7-foot medium heavy. If they're just getting into fishing, this is an all-around rod. You can't go wrong with this. And on the medium side, on the spinning rod, you can do multiple different techniques. On the casting rod side, you can do multiple different techniques. This is the most versatile rod that you can ultimately buy and really be able to do several different things. So that's why you really can't go wrong when buying a rod. Staying in that medium heavy, medium on the spinning rod, medium heavy on the casting rod, you're not gonna go wrong, and it's definitely gonna be a good, solid gift. They're gonna love it. They're gonna catch a lot of bass, hopefully. Hopefully it'll provide a lot of bass. So, okay, so we got that one too. Okay. So number 3, I'm sitting here right in front of life vest, okay? Life jacket, inflatable life vest. It's not flashy. It's not like, oh my gosh, but at the end of the day, we gotta be safe out there on the water, and I try to wear it as much as I possibly can. Pick the color you like, grab a black one. The one thing that you're gonna want to look at, for me personally, I look at making sure that you have a little clip. If you're buying for this for someone that has a boat, or is ultimately running a boat, in every tournament situation, you want to make sure your kill switch is hooked up. So if you're buying that, make sure that little doodad is on there, because it makes it a little bit easier to hook on and disconnect from your boat. And it's something that's so much easier to take off when you're running up in the boat and like trying to run a lot of different spots and like running and gunning. That inflatable life vest is not as bulky. Pop it off, jump up there on the front deck, you're ready to roll. So any fisherman's going to love this gift right here. Definitely one, the top of the list. Inflatable life vest from Onyx. They make some good stuff. We'll do one more. We'll do igloo cooler. Knock that out, okay? All right, guys. So on the first thing under $100. I'm gonna pick a couple assortment of tackle of what I suggest to maybe grab some new stuff, some stuff that's sort of hot right now in the fishing world, so soft plastics and hard bait. So let's slide on down through here. Probably the number one thing I'm gonna say is the Rapala OG Slim. This dude right here, he's got bigger hooks on him, so if you're fishing for some big fish this springtime, has like a tighter wobbling crankbait, really good. It's about $10, so a lot of good colors. If I had 2 colors to pick, this dude right here, some crawdad color, and then ultimately one of my favorite, green gizzard. Can't go wrong. You just absolutely can't go wrong with that guy. Another one you look at, possibly one that really for me, again, craw colors is probably something you're gonna wanna pick because the springtime bite is coming very soon. Red craw, this is like mud bug punch, I believe. This is a 13 fishing jabberjaw, square bill. It's a pretty good one. And then let's slide on down and see what else. Okay, we're gonna spring a little bit for one. Jackhammer chatterbait, $17. Probably a 3/8 ounce or a ½ ounce is what I would suggest. Pick a color. White's a good one. Black and blue, green pumpkin, can't really go wrong. But that's something that any fisherman's going to want to add to their tackle box. And then let's add a couple different soft plastics and go from there. All right, y'all, so sliding down the soft plastic aisle, there's a lot of stuff to buy. Obviously, tons of different things. The thing that I'm going to recommend the most is trying to buy like one worm, a flipping bait. I'm gonna say a flipping bait, a worm, and a topwater. So we're gonna do the topwater real quick here just for a frog. You can't go wrong with like a Spro popping frog or some sort of popping frog. There's some H2Os. These guys right here, $4.49 if you're wanting something. They actually work pretty well. I have quite a few of those, a little bit smaller profile. I typically go with a white or a black most of the time, or more of like a bluegill color. So if you're trying to do that, that would be a good pick for, you know, especially if you have a lot of grass in the summertime around some of the fisheries, or if somebody's, you know, has a lot of that, or if you live down in Florida right now, you can be catching them on a frog all season long. So that's one to think of too. So let's slide down a little ways. Okay, so right here, several green baits to pick from. For me personally, the best one, you guys have heard me talk about this all day in and day out, you know, what I throw the most is a Bama bug, or a Guggen Baits Bandito bug. This is Bama bug right here. I like Blue Baby. Bama bug's a good one. This is your flipping bait. It can work offshore as well, but this is a really good one to pick. Another one would be good is sort of like a stick worm. So a Cinco style type lure that you can throw Texas rigged. You can ultimately weightless, you can flip around. This is gonna be a good one for that as well. Green pumpkin, you can't go wrong with that. You can go with your green pumpkins, you can go with your, you know, Blue Baby, stuff like that. Natural colors for the most part. And then pick a worm out. I would say like a Slim Shake worm, like this dude right here. This is Black Blue Flake. I would still stick with probably your green pumpkins, or typically your green pumpkin. So that's what I'm gonna say as far as plastics and as far as hard baits. You guys sort of got to understanding a little bit. You can pick what you sort of think. All of these products have worked for me well, so I just want to give you guys a little bit of understanding of some of that. So if there are some wives out here watching this video, or trying to buy something for their significant other, then ultimately they can sort of figure it out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so number 3 and number 4 for under $100. Number 3, if you know that guy who ultimately is always talking about the 10-pounder he caught, buy him one of these. Or everybody actually needs one anyway, because at the end of the day, so I use this Rapala hand scale quite a bit. This is a little bit on the higher side of the scales offered. This is actually a $44.99 regularly, but it's $35.99 right now in this academy, and this is Hamilton Place. So if you're around Tennessee, Hamilton Place has 3 of these on sale, so it's a good buy already. And then ultimately, at the end of the day, like I said, if you know that guy, like I actually have one of these for DC, because he always tells me he's catching these 5 or 6 pound spots. Come on now. Time to weigh them. Time to weigh those fish. Prove it. Okay. Was it number 4? Number 4. 4? That was number 3. All right, we're on number 4. Number 4 is $7.99. All right, if you buy all these crankbaits and you buy all this stuff for that person, something that's a good idea to think about, it's fairly inexpensive, but it's well worth the money, is a lure retriever plug knocker. This is H2O one. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you got that $10 crankbait hung up on some rock down there, or you're hung up on a brush pile and you're trying to get your lure back, this guy right here save you hundreds of dollars throughout the season, especially if you fish a lot. It's a good investment and one that does not take that much money, but always one you want to have in your boat. All right, everybody, number 4, over $100, I have the dude right here. My IMX Igloo Cooler, 24 quarts. This dude right here is what I use in my boat all season long. At the end of the day, if you're in a bass boat, you're in any kind of boat, none of the coolers really hold ice very long. I mean, I'm talking a couple hours. This dude right here is bad to the bone. I've had my drinks in this thing for 4 or 5 days and my ice stay in there. So that's something that's important. Also, if you're tailgating, quick tip, you could throw your food inside this sucker right here. It actually keeps things warm as well. So they have a couple different sizes. This one right here is the one I use in my boat just because ultimately it fits really well. I can lock it down the back post. It doesn't take up a lot of room, but it still has plenty of room for everything I need. And ultimately right now it's on sale, at least here, for $100. Good tip. Everybody needs a cooler. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this is for my viewers ultimately that are trying to ball on a budget. We're here in the clothes section, and I just got this new LS washed hoodie in from Magellan. This dude right here retails for $24.99. I'm wearing a large right here. I'm a 200-pound+ dude, and this right here is a medium. So they're gonna be around a little bit on the bigger size, but just the overall look of them, they're pretty chill. Also on those cool spring days, at the end of the day, like it's 65 degrees or 55 degrees, you can really layer up and they just look good. I like the look of them overall. They're a little bit more low key, everyday wear, but also at the same point in time, good to fish in too. Not too heavy where you can't make a whole bunch of casts. Not gonna be the cold weather gear. I would not say this is a cold weather hoodie, but it's definitely one that I just think looks good for the price and everything else. It might be something you want to add to your Christmas list. All right, guys, we are here in the footwear section, and ultimately this is inspired by my boy MDJ. He rocked these better than I've ever seen anybody rock them before. The insulated Crocs, though, forget slippers. We don't need Christmas slippers. We need insulated Crocs, and these ones right here ultimately are real tree pattern. Come on, can't go wrong. Real tree pattern, and they're gonna keep your feet warm. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna wear them for my cold gear. I'm putting my socks on there and all that, but overall, those things are so comfy. I'm not even joking. They're extremely comfy. I have a pair and I wear them all the time, just around the house. That is my last pick under $100. One more with over $100. I'm gonna let you guys guess what that one's gonna be. Okay, so my final pick, Star Wars pinball. No, it's not. It's not. Hey, that might be the deal, but it's not for me. Not this year. It's not on my list. Oh gosh. Number 5, last but not least, Wiley X makes some unbelievable pairs of sunglasses. No matter where your price range is, the ones I wear day in and day out, really Captivate lens is phenomenal. I wear Omega. This one right here is a Peak. It's more of a sleek look. But if I'm really trying to ultimately sight fish, the Omega is my pick. And I've won about $150,000 this year. Basically would not have won that without those sunglasses bass fishing. So $50,000 big fish and heavy hitters came wearing Omegas, Captivate lens, and then up there on the St. Lawrence River being able to see those fish and differentiate. I do feel like, I didn't know, I was always skeptical about having a good pair of sunglasses if it made a big difference, but I truly feel like it made a huge difference on this very subtle changes and being able to see a lot of things underneath the water. They did a great job. That's the last pick, so there you go. Thank you so much. Sorry, this one's mine. Okay, that is it. Hopefully y'all learned a few things. Maybe you guys got a different gift idea that you did not know about. If you guys got one gift idea from this video, I did my job. Merry Christmas to all of you. If you guys don't already subscribe to the channel, make sure to do so. Thumbs up if you like the content. Merry Christmas to y'all. We'll see you on the next one.